The main ones are actually the ones coming through business proxies. There is a major Czech company called PPF, which has major business interest and business in China. There are many proofs that this company has, for example, tried to influence Czech foreign and security policy in relations to China. Many cases which have been already exposed in the Czech press. So generally speaking, how China tries to influence Czech Republic is through some of the elite capture. So some of the former Czech politicians working for Chinese companies and practically, let's say, working on behalf of Chinese foreign policy interests. That's something that has been very visible in the Czech Republic since approximately 2014 or 2015. There is not much of Chinese disinformation websites, but we don't have any in the Czech Republic. There is some versions of the Chinese radio for international audiences, which actually spreads Chinese government's messaging, quite often disinformation. They spread in Czech language as well, but the main source of Chinese influence in the Czech Republic actually comes from business and political proxies, which China hires directly or supports indirectly, for example, by providing business opportunities for them in China, while China then expects them to lobby on behalf of China in the Czech Republic as well. And I mean, on the Czech political landscape, we could very practically see the Czech president working for Chinese interests, and also, for example, many members of the Czech Social Democratic Party and the Czech Communist Party, who actually serve as Chinese political proxies and allies in the Czech Republic quite often. Specifically in the Czech Republic, we actually have currently 3 mayors, 1 mayor of city of Prague, 2 mayors of various districts of Prague, who are under police protection because there has been effort from the Russian side, from the Russian intelligence services, to present some clear and present danger to them. All of that is connected to Russian government's disinformation campaign related to historical facts, because Russia tries to twist the narratives and information related mainly to World War II and related events to it. So anybody who touches upon that actually is being targeted by various harassment, intimidation, and sometimes even direct threats, like the current 3 mayors in Prague. So there are efforts to take down or remove the statue of Red Army Marshal Konev. This statue was actually built in Czechoslovakia in 1980 by Czechoslovak communists who were essentially proxies of the Soviet communists. And then this statue actually was sitting in one of the squares in Prague. Just last year, in 2019, the City Council of District of Prague 6 actually decided to move the statue from the square to a museum. And this upsetted the Russian government so much that there has been a lot of disinformation against the Czech Republic, against the mayors and city councillors who actually made those democratic decisions to move the statue from the square to a museum, and currently some direct threats to the life or safety of those specific mayors. Also, what happened is that the mayor of Prague, Zdeněk Hřib, actually was the leading force or leading politician who managed to rename the square right in front of the Russian embassy in Prague into Boris Nemtsov Plaza to commemorate the murdered Russian politician and the critic of the Kremlin. So they are interconnected activities, but all of them actually do come from the Russian government and are very hostile. And currently we actually have probably the largest or the highest escalation from the Russian government towards Czech Republic in the last 30 years. We have never had mayors or local politicians in the Czech Republic that they would have to hide or be protected by the Czech police because of the threat of Russian intelligence poses to them on the Czech soil directly in their home city. So that's very new. There has been directed disinformation effort from the Russian government against Czech Republic and specific local politicians in relation to this incident. And also the Russian embassy and Russian proxies were very active in organizing political resistance, like in demonstrations against this move, against moving the statue from one of the squares to the museum. They were quite unsuccessful in doing it.